tonight. Remember, this is a 7:30 bell over at the Dallas Elks Lodge. It's SOAR Championship Wrestling. And I don't know about any of you. I have been hyped for this one. That's going to be happening Saturday night. And by the way, I'm Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, as we're going to look at these matches. And I'm going to bring on a special guest, a guy that really needs no introduction at all because he's just a legend in his own mind. But that's okay. Here he is. It's Trey Mack, of course, asleep at the wheel. Hey, wake up.
Boy, I kept hearing hardest man in show business or whatever the hell you're calling yourself. And
yes,
that's enough to put me to sleep.
Well, I got you here. And by the way, what's the T-shirt right there? What's on that one? I can't see it very well. Who is that?
Shout out to my boy Randy Wayne out in North Carolina.
Gotcha. Randy Wayne. We all know about him. He is a legend, and like you, a legend in your own mind. But we are here to talk about SOAR Championship Wrestling and a Wobble Christmas that goes down here tonight at 7:30. And guys, you don't want to miss this one as far as the card is concerned. Trey, we got a real good card being set up for this one. Never mind some of the ones that we won't talk about, but we're going to cover some of the big ones here.
Yeah, a lot of big matches are assigned for this show. It's the last show of the year. They're going to go out with a bang. The final chapter for some. Be interesting to see what's going to go on, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. It's a Wobble Christmas, and I can't wait for this one as we get set and ready to go. And what we're going to do, we're going to talk about these matches, the ones that we know of that have been publicized as far as the SOAR Women's Championship is on the line as Rochelle. It's going to take on a kind of a new lady that we haven't seen in Vert Vixen. So the Women's Championship is on the line. Let's talk a little bit about this one.
I'm real excited about what I'm seeing from Miss Chanel right now. I mean, she came in there. She beat a member of DTF, Machiko. I mean, she beat her for the title and did it with a little bit of, a little bit of mind games, a little bit of, as we say, some
shenanigans, maybe?
Huh?
Shenanigans, maybe?
It worked. If it works, then who cares, right? I mean, who's a champion? Yeah. And that's what Vert Vixen, who's coming in here for the first time, she's got to realize she's going to have her eyes behind the back of her back to make sure that she's not being stabbed in the back by, Miss Chanel's associate. And honestly, I see the champion defend the title this night.
This one's going to be interesting when we take a look at Vert Vixen. And if you have an opportunity, head on over to her Facebook page. She is ready to go for this one. She wants to make herself known in this business right here in Texas. And who knows, maybe, if everything goes well and she does win the championship, obviously we'll see her again. Hopefully we will see her again, regardless win or lose, because the talent that this one has, I just did a little research and there's not a lot out there. But she looks like she is just now getting into the business. She's got a good ring awareness, and her speed is going to definitely be on her side, I think, in this one.
Well, you can have all that all you want. The fact is, if you don't come up with a game plan to fend off not one but two people,
yep,
then no matter how fast or how quick you are, you're going to end up with your shoulders spinning 1, 2, 3, and you won't have a title.
Yeah, do you think that we can maybe have Miss Chanel do this really one-on-one, or do you think that we are definitely going to have to keep our eye out for her associate on the outside of the ring?
Always go with what works. And if it works for you, which, let's face it worked for her last show, why change?
Definitely. So we'll have to watch a little bit about watch this one as this one takes place in the ring. We can sit here and speculate on what we're going to see, but when you get a newcomer coming to the area, we don't have a lot. We never know what could end up happening. Heck, maybe she'll bring an associate as well. Maybe if she's doing her homework, knowing that there might be somebody there, maybe she'll bring someone with her at the same time.
Wait and see. I mean, once again, the title's on the line. Who wants to be the SOAR Women's Champion? I mean, that's going to be based on what she wants to do to try to win the damn thing.
It's going to be an interesting one. We'll get a new look at some new talent, and if she does get the victory, we'll definitely see her again. If she doesn't, hopefully we'll be able to get her back. We'll see what happens in the ring. Another one that's happening, this one here is I'm actually really looking forward to. It's the title unification match as the Sir Mo Ultimate 8 Championship goes against the Sir North American Championship. Of course, we're talking about Kerwin Nix and Prince Sims. This one's going to be really good. The unification up on this one, I'm not sure the background or why this is being unified. Do you know the reason why it's being unified, or is this just something to make the championships more valuable?
Well, there's that. Plus, sometimes you run the risk of having too many titles in one organization. I mean, look at WWE. I mean, they got like what, 12? I mean, it's crazy. So, I mean, if you can simplify it a little bit and, get it to where one person has that particular stance of a title, then it works out better for everybody.
Definitely. That's the kind of thing that will happen. And from knowing these guys as well as we do, now, obviously, you know them more than I do because you've been here longer. You've been here over a year. I've been here just about a year. But we've seen the progression of certain wrestlers, obviously, where Prince Sims was when I started joining in. You know about the history of him to where now he wears the belt over his shoulder. And Kerwin Nix also actually holding this title at one point, that being the Sir North American Championship, now is the Sir Mo Ultimate 8 Champion. What do you think we're going to see as far as a difference in this match as they bring those two belts together?
Well, if you've listened to my show, The Offshoots, you know my feelings on Prince Sims. To be clear about this, because he's actually watching, hopefully he is, he has every bit of potential to go to that next level. Does he take that next step? I don't know. Kerwin Nix used to be a guy at one point that played mind games with a lot of his opponents. Now he just plays with James, which is weird.
Are you well, with you saying that, with him playing with James, okay, are you saying that we don't know what we'll expect from him, or are you saying that he uses James as a crutch inside the ring? What are you actually saying when you say that?
I'm saying when he first broke into wrestling at SOAR, he had a bit of an edge on him. From the creepy music to his demeanor in the ring. But now, because I don't know if maybe him carrying a doll to the ring has softened his approach any.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, some people will draw power from God knows what. The Undertaker had an urn. Hulk Hogan had the fans. Mm-hmm. Kerwin Nix has the doll. So whatever.
I have Persia. So there we go.
Well, you have that then, sir. Fine. I have Taco Cabana, so it works for me.
There we go.
But here's the thing. Prince Sims has every chance. And he's had every chance to win these titles and try to defend them. Let's face it. We all know he's Sir Mo's kid. That's done it us quite a bit. So don't tell me there's not a little bit of nepotism there when it comes to how many times he gets opportunities to get title chances. So fine. He makes total chances with that. He wins titles. He's dropped titles. He needs to get back to being a little more edgier. Having said that, he needs to quit showboating for the fans and just start getting in the ring and doing what he has to do. Kerwin Nix is a guy you cannot take lightly, but if you get him off his game and you confuse him, then guess what? You're gonna have his shoulders pinned. You're gonna walk away with two titles and you unify them both.
Well, let's take a step back on what you just said. It sounds like you think that are you stating that maybe there is a conspiracy as far as maybe the promotion of Prince Sims moving through Sword Championship Wrestling? What are you stating?
No. I'm saying, look, any father out there who has a child who's involved in the same business you're into, you give him every opportunity you want to. Unless you're my dad and didn't give me any tools to play in the music business, so that's on him. But the thing is that rightfully so, Sir Mo has given his boy opportunities after opportunities after opportunities, And Prince Sims, I'm not saying he squandered them, because he has made total advances with getting championships and everything else. But when does that stop? When does why are we having a unification title here? Match for this. If you're trying to just condense the titles down to one, fine, I get that. But how did Prince Sims get that title opportunity? How did he earn that title opportunity? That's what I always wondered. Once again, I'm not faulting him. If I had that opportunity, I would take full advantage of it too. I know you would. I know everybody else would. But not everybody can be the son of Sir Mo.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
Well, I agree with you as far as that's concerned, especially as far as the Sir Mo Ultimate 8. I would love to see a rematch against Dusty Gold and Kerwin Nix for that belt. I actually like that, those two guys put together in the ring and seeing what they can come up with. As far as this match, I don't know what to expect. I know what I see from Prince Sims, as much as I've seen him and over the year that we have doing it, and obviously with the commentary that you and I provide for SOAR Championship Wrestling. But as far as Kerwin Nix, you're absolutely right. We've seen I don't know if it's a progression, a digression, or making a new mainstream. We've seen some changes in Kerwin Nix that puts him in a situation where he's holding the belt. He's got to be able to defend that belt. With the unification of this one, who do you think this match is bigger for? Is it bigger for Kerwin Nix, or is it bigger for Prince Sims?
I think this title opportunity would do better for Sims, only because he has to get out of a shadow. He has to get out of his own shadow. He has to get beyond where he's at now so people can take him seriously. Not saying you got to win the title to be taken seriously, but that's kind of where his character arc is right now. I'm a champion. Let me show that I'm a champion. Kerwin Nix, not a guy that needs a title. Not saying that he should drop it, but if he can get back to being a little bit more demented, a little more demonic, and just maybe quit looking to James for a tag every once in a while, which I want to see that happen. Maybe if you get past that, and you get back to the ruthless aggression that Kerwin Nix used to have back in the day, then I think you can see the landscape change at SOAR quite a bit and more in favor for Kerwin. Once again, this match can mean everything for both guys, or it can mean nothing for both of them. It depends where they want to go from there.
Definitely. And where they take the belts when they start unifying is going to be a huge thing as far as the progression of the title, and what the title will mean afterwards will be a big one. So you're right. There's some good things to think about or see in this match. I think that one's going to be a good one, but I think there's one that's going to steal the show. I do. I as much as I know about the Radical Athletes, the current SOAR Tag Team Champions.
Also, the two-time Offshoots Tag Team of the Year award winners.
There you go. Add that up on top of it. And then you get a couple of guys from the AIWF, as they are the tag team champions of that promotion. And this is not a promotion that we don't know about. We've been kind of bringing in some wrestlers from that promotion and everything else, so we kind of know a little bit about it. But at the same time, when I started to do the research on the rock stars, guess what? Not much I could find out about them, except for the fact a couple of matches that I saw, they are very cohesive in the ring. They know where each other are in the ring. And that's huge too, about knowing when tags need to be made, strategic times and things of that sort. Now, we know about the Radical Athletes. So the combination, I don't know how much research that you were able to do up on the Rock Stars.
What's research? What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. But so
people who know me know I don't do research. Okay, ask Asada.
Well, me being the journalistic guy that I am, I notice. Yeah, I know. Big yawn to you. Let's talk about this one. We know about the Radical Athletes, and we saw that as far as a match that was made by Sir Mo off top of his head, and then all of a sudden they were able to perform and get the 1, 2, 3 to be able to walk against the buddy system. Last minute didn't know it was going to happen. That's always a good thing, knowing that you can win a match just like that. Now, this match has been announced for a long time. What do you think we'll expect to see in this one over at the Dallas Elks Lodge for the title versus title match?
Think of where the Radical Athletes have been here in the last couple of years. They've been training with Jerome Daniels. Jerome Daniels, he's all about strategy. They've been working with the guys like Nate Collins, Rizza Clark. I mean, they're traveling, they're getting out places. They're doing a lot of stuff that these other the para rockers are doing as well. Here's the thing, though. There's something. I mean, we know about the Radical Athletes, about what they've shown us, but what have they not shown us? What have they not shown us that we need to see? And I think that's what we're going to see here on this Saturday at the Elks Lodge, because, I think a sleeping giant got woken up in that last match. They're tired of dealing with teams like the Buddy System, and they're tired of dealing with teams like Beer 30, and they're tired of dealing with whoever SOAR can bring in. They want to take on the bigger challenges. They want those bigger opportunities. The chance to be the AIWF Tag Team Champions, that might be an idea. I mean, the AIWF is kind of like what the NWA used to be. So I mean, they're a traveling company that just takes their champions to go other places that are AIWF affiliated. So because SOAR is part of that, because of Sir Mo's position, this is an opportunity for the Radical Athletes to actually take that next step. Once again, I'm all for opportunities. I'm all for chances for these guys to take that next step and to be seen, because you be seen by bigger people. You go to different places. You defend those titles. The bigger eyes are watching you, not just people in that area. So it's an opportunity for the Radical Athletes. And let's face it, Dante Smiley, there is no better athlete out there. I mean, he called himself the definition of a real athlete, and he is I would show off my workout, all my workout routines I have, but you can only do curl ups with tacos so many times. He's over there. He has a 10-pack, folks. I mean, This guy, he is in the gym 24/7. Okay, he wakes up doing sit-ups. I can't even do that. Yeah, I wake up and I'm calling the Lord to just take me now, because I can't get up. I mean, and then you got Ty, right? Ty, he's tiny, he's small, but he's quick and he's fast, and he can jump higher than everybody else. And there's so many. I mean, the Para Rockers got their hands full, and the SOAR fans might be in for a treat, not knowing who this team is, but they know who the Radical Athletes are, and they're pretty in. But I don't think they know what the Radical Athletes can do when they flip the script on people. So this will be interesting.
I'm looking forward to that one. That one has the opportunity to steal the show, and mainly because we haven't seen the rock stars as far as that's concerned. So that something new is always good to see. But something that is not new, something that we have seen, is the SOAR Junior Heavyweight Championship matches that have happened for the last couple of months. And I'm talking about, of course, Prince Adam, your current champion, and the guy who's trying to get that belt back and has been trying to get that belt back for the last couple of months, as far as that is concerned, that being, of course, Jay Stong, Mr. Wobble.
Okay. Let's be serious about this for a second, okay?
Okay. How
serious does Mr. Wobble want to be the junior heavyweight champion of SOAR when he's too busy dancing? You have a table match set up for this match, okay? Prince Adam ain't going to come there to want to dance with Mr. Wobble. Obviously, the two of them have a lot of bad blood between each other, and obviously you're going to have a chance to talk to him here. If not today, it'll be whenever it's going to be. And I know for a fact that they don't like each other. That's great. But can Jay Stong, who's by the way, he's a comeback kid this year. I mean, he's comeback of the year. He's co-winner with Super Mike Davis. So I mean, obviously, he's grown leaps and bounds coming back. But does he have a killer instinct? Does he have edge? Does he have what it takes? Because Prince Adam does. I mean, let's make no mistake about it. When I reached out to SOAR Championship Wrestling to say, who give me a wild card for the Best Male Wrestler of the Year award, they gave me Prince Adam. They didn't give me Mr. Wobble. They didn't give me Dean Fleming. They didn't give me Nate Lawson. They didn't give me Kerwin Nix. They didn't give me, people who are – they gave me Prince Adam. Why? Because he is dangerous in the ring. Now, here's the problem. The other part of that's going to be working against Prince Adam. He takes a lot of risks. And in a table match, if you put your opponent on the table and you dive off the top rope to hit your opponent through the table and he rolls out and you go through it, there goes your title.
Absolutely.
That's as simple as that. And at that point, Mr. Wobble can dance off the table all he wants and takes the title and goes elsewhere. But is he going to feel good about that? Probably not, because he didn't defeat anybody. He just moved. So, here's the thing. Both guys are junior heavyweights. They don't go through tables as much as you think you and I would. Okay. Yes. So, they're gonna have their hands full with this one. I really, when it comes to edge, I'm gonna give it to Prince Adam. If it comes to luck, I might have to go to Mr. Wobble, because it's gonna take a lot of luck to get through this. Let's face it. In a table match, you can throw everything out the window. There's no rules. Just put your opponent through a table. At this point, our referee, Bones, can actually literally sit in the corner with his arms down like he does every other match and just sit there and just wait. I'm fine with that.
Give Bones a break, man. Jeez. I've never seen anybody on a referees more than Trey Mack, whether it's Lando, which, by the way,
I call like it is. Okay, that's all I do. I call like it is. I call like I see it.
I guess
doesn't see it. I'm giving them something to look at. They're looking at Bones with his arms down, doing absolutely nothing. So that's fine. Yeah. Hey, you know what? One day, the day that Bones retires, I want to see him go to all four corners, hit all four corners, and just walk out and declare himself the winner. That's what I want to
put his hands up and say congratulations.
Yeah, right? I want a strap match with no strap. That's what I want to say.
There you go. Well, there's something to keep in mind in this one, and yes, I got something. We got Persia on the outside, which, by the way, she has not. I have not been served with the restraining order, like you said. But but Persia on the outside. Listen, we are taking a look at a young lady, and we're seeing a progression of this lady moving forward, and also now from the interview that we had with Dean Fleming, taking kind of over and trying to run that winner's circle and getting it to where the winner's circle is, really relevant. So more relevant than what they have been for the last 4 or 5 months, because of the situation with Lugatti, because of the unified group that SOAR had to become because of the Gotti effect. So now we get back, the Gotti situation is all done, getting back to normal. I'm wondering what you think as Persia takes over the winner's circle, kind of stepping in for Dean Fleming. What do you expect from Persia as she is moving forward to kind of put herself in a place? We've seen her grow just within the last 4 or 5 months right here in SOAR Championship Wrestling.
Well, it helps when your clients are Prince Adam, Christopher Hayden, and Dean Fleming.
Absolutely.
If she had wrestlers A, B, and C with no name attached to them and couldn't do anything with them, then we can sit there and like Jason Garrett, we can question if she's really a coach or not. Look, it's what you're into it. I get it. New England Patriot starter, whatever you are. I swear. You are the biggest. You are the biggest self-starter, motivator, whatever you are. I give you credit for what you do, sir. But anyway, going back to the, Persia. She can be extremely dangerous.
Absolutely.
I want to see her take more chances to be dangerous. I want to see her given a chance to do that.
Maybe she's pacing herself right now, because right now, last couple of times we've seen her out there, she's slowly getting involved with the matches compared to the couple of months before that, and she's just trying to get a feel on what her position is as far as the winner's circle is concerned. Now, with the interview that we had with Dean Fleming, and you even said this on our last broadcast, how Dean Fleming's kind of moving away a little bit. Someone has to step up, so with him being gone out of it, kind of, maybe not, do you expect the winner's circle to keep moving forward with Persia at the helm, or is she going to need more help? Do you see Dean Fleming making his way back into the winner's circle and kind of taking over?
When it comes to Persia, I told her this a long time ago, and I don't know if she's actually done this or not, but if she really wants to take a real role model and look to see what this woman did to make her clients better, go watch Sherry Martel. Sherry Martel made Randy Savage, Ted DiBiase, Shawn Michaels better than they already were because she proved to be an asset on the outside of the ring. When you just stand there and just kind of don't know exactly what you're doing and you're just like, okay, go, go, go. I mean, Miss Elizabeth can do that. That's great. She was eye candy, but Priscilla's not supposed to be eye candy. She's supposed to be a weapon.
But she's not eye candy. Of course, she's eye candy. But
you can add more to your repertoire.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. I think she needs to become more involved. If anything, get the referees to be distracted. So either Prince Adam or Christopher Hayden can do what they have to do to get it done. When it comes to Dean, look, Dean's kind of going through a whole different change here. I don't know if I like it or not because it's taking the edge away. But Dean, for the first time ever, and I mean ever, has been cheered at SOAR Championship Wrestling.
Yes.
And while I get it, you're going against Lou Gotti and the DFW All Pro Academy, and you're sticking up for SOAR, and I get all that. Once again, it was enough to get him to win the title. But how much did that take away? How much did that match take away from him? I mean, now he's a champion for the second time in a row, right? He's got the belt around his shoulder. He's walking around town showing that he's the SOAR heavyweight champion of the world. That's great. But think about how he first won the title against Jerome Daniels. He used every opportunity he could to win that title. He was a very edgy cat, right? He was a guy who had a lot to prove. I'm a manager, now I'm a wrestler. I want to prove everybody. He's up for Rookie of the Year this year for, the Jackson Stone Rookie of the Year. And, I mean, by the way, that vote went to over 1,000 votes, almost split 50-50 between Tatum Manning and Dean Fleming. Dean Fleming won the fan vote, but that's a popularity contest, so that doesn't tell you that he's going to be actually the Rookie of the Year. But it tells you a lot that he did a lot in 1 year to win the people over. Now that he has, is he going to sit on his laurels? Is he going to sit and go, all right, I've arrived. Glad the crowd likes me now. Or is he going to go further? I understand you want to get that acceptance, but you got to keep pushing. Does he belong in the winner's circle still? Well, he founded it, right? He can bring in anybody he wants to. Is he okay with what Prince Adam does? Is he okay with what Christopher Hayden does? I don't know. That's their own inner circle, right? But I think where Dean's at right now is a dangerous situation for him because what he had to do back when he feuded with Brad Sanders, when he feuded with Nate, when he won the title from Jerome Daniels, when he held the belt and took on guys like Jackson Stone, like Cheeseburger, like guys who would come to SOAR and actually get these opportunities, he had to show that he belonged with them. He's done that. Now he can't rest on that. And maybe you take the game up another notch. It's up to him if he wants to do that or not.
Well, and you're right. And he's in the match as well. It's going to be the main event of a Wobble Christmas. And guys, this one here, we have a great card lined up for it. Obviously, this is the one that will, probably get, I don't know. There's a couple of matches that can steal this show. Wobble could be one of them. I honestly think that the tag team one is going to have a great big opportunity to steal the show. But obviously the main event is what people are going to really want to see. And that, of course, being the SOAR champion, of course, that being Dean Fleming and Nate the Great Lawson, a guy that is not afraid to be great, but we haven't seen him in a while. So he goes ahead, takes the step back, and accepts the challenge from Dean Fleming. And I will tell you, I was at that interview. I was conducting that interview. I'm going to tell you what I saw, and let me see what you think about it.
You're stirring it up, aren't you?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I saw. I saw doubt in Nate the Great. And I think, and here's the thing, if you're going to show doubt against Dean Fleming, that might be a problem. But back to your statement about where he is in his career. If this was 6 months ago, I'd say he'd be like a shark smelling blood in the water and all over it. Now we're getting a different kind of Dean Fleming. And now with Nate coming with a little doubt, we're not getting the same Dean Fleming that would really be. Now, he recognized it, but not recognized it as much as I think he would have if this was 6 months ago.
You saw doubt. I saw strategy. I see a guy who's been away for 6 months. I see a guy who we don't know what he's been doing. You know, we don't know how much training he's been doing. If he's taken on extra training, has he watched the old matches? Has he seen the abuse that he's gone through? Is he pissed? Is he upset? Does he want to? He's getting a chance for the title, right? This is a one-shot deal. The final chapter, as they're calling it, right? So if he wins the title, what happens to the title? Does he go and defend it? Does he forfeit? Does he forfeit it because this is his last match? So Nate's going in there with nothing to lose. Think about that. He has nothing to lose in this. He's graduating from SOAR that night. That's fantastic. You know, he went from being a fan to being an in-ring competitor. He's been away for a while. I know he smells it. I know he feels it. He's seen what Dean's done the last couple months. He happens to show up the night that Dean wins the title from Lou Gotti Starrett after Dean has gone through hell and back with Lou. Maybe the person who smells blood in the water is Nate. Maybe it's not Dean. And if that's the case, I can truly, as much as it hurts me to say this, I can truly respect what Nate's been doing. If he's been strategizing, picking his shots. However, does he have ring rust? He hadn't had a lot of ring time to develop a lot of rust, so is his body going to be able to handle that kind of punishment again? It was having issues dealing with it before.
Yep.
So, and is he really doing this for his family? Is it now more for him than it was his family? I mean, he tells you one thing, but not everybody's going to play their cards in one time, right?
Good point.
So, maybe it's not for the family. Maybe it's not for his kids to see him do this one more time. Maybe it's for him. And one thing, he's held the junior heavyweight title. He has a chance for the world heavyweight title. This is his last opportunity to do it if that's the case. Maybe he takes the title and goes elsewhere. I don't know. I don't know what Nate's got going on, because you know what? You can't always believe what he says out there. Remember, he's been a fan longer before he was a wrestler. He would watch some of the greats out there on TV do their thing and flip the script, and then all of a sudden, take their ball and go elsewhere. Maybe he's doing that too. I don't know. Dean, the responsibility for Dean is, I have to keep the belt in SOAR. That's the thing. He has to keep the belt at SOAR. That's a hell of a burden to put, because you already had the burden put on him to get the belt back to SOAR from DFW All Pro. Now, how do you keep the belt at SOAR?
Good point.
So Dean's going to have his hands full. And whether Persia, Christopher Hayden, Prince Adam get involved, that's on them. Does Nate have a crew of his own?
Never know.
Oh, no. He's been gone for 6 months. Has he been recruiting people?
Good point.
Yeah, I mean, does he have a manager in mind to come help him out? I mean, I don't know.
You just never know. You just never know what they're doing, what their plans are, whether they're good guy, bad guy, or whatever guy. They can end up showing up being totally different people. Now, interestingly enough, you mentioned the final chapter. That was a title that was put by Dean Fleming on this match. All right. That having been said, if Dean Fleming loses this match, does that mean he's not going to challenge for it again? It sounds like to me that he would not, based upon the title that he gave this match. What do you think about that situation?
Well, in wrestling, you never say never, right? And,
So should you say final?
That's the thing. I mean, when you throw it all out there like that, you would think in wrestling your word would stick, but how many people have retired and come back? So I mean, it's kind of one of those things.
Good point. Good, huge point. Good point there.
So, when you get down to the actual matches, I mean, Dean has said that the two of them are 2-2. 1-on-1, they're 2-1. But in competition, whether it's a tag team or singles, they're 2-2. Dean wants to have the final match to determine who was bested in the whole thing. I think 1-on-1, Dean's already proven that. But Nate, he took this challenge. Maybe, like I said, he has nothing to lose. If he loses, people are going to remember Nate the Great.
Yep.
That's what they're going to remember. If he wins, he's the champion.
Yep.
And if he's the champion, is he back at SOAR permanently? Is he back? Does he show up? Does he Brock Lesnar and show up when he wants to show up? I don't know. I mean, there's so many questions being asked when you say the final chapter. I mean, once again, Friday the 13th had a final chapter, and they came back with 7 more of them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, it's so hard to say final chapter when well, not really, but I really truly think that these two guys who know each other better than anybody. I mean, let's face it, they're. And one thing I've had to kind of reevaluate was when it comes to my situation with the offshoots is when I do the feud of the year. Do I look at just one, or do I look at everybody? And if I look at everybody, obviously the feud of the year was Nate versus Dean,
right?
Because that drew people. Yep. Drew a lot of Nate people, drew a lot of Dean people. So if this is the last time these two guys ever get in the ring and do something, then it's going to be special, one way or the other.
Well, the show's going to be that's going to be a special match, but we got a special situation happening at this event as we got the graduations of the Bumps and Bruises. We're going to see the graduation, of course, of Nate the Great. He's going to be there. Lando, his daughter, is right there. Jay Stong also.
Speaking of which, his daughter won the Offshoots ring announcer of the year this year.
Absolutely, and that was amazing. And as far as that is concerned, you're going to give that to her when you see her on Saturday, or are you still?
It probably won't be this Saturday when I give it to her, but I definitely have something planned. Something in store for the SOAR crowd, so Just wait and see.
Good, wonderful. That's good. I'm glad, and good recognition. She's been working hard at her craft. Definitely. What do you think about this year's graduates?
Well, I mean, they had a graduating thing back in June. So it's almost like a semester thing, but
maybe by 2 times a year.
You know what? Here's the thing: SOAR's done a hell of a good job with promoting their in-brand stuff. I mean, Dean Fleming and Kerwin Nix were the first 2 graduates. Now you have Faith, you have Lando, you have Mr. Wobble is also graduating, I believe.
Yep.
You have Nate the Great, and they've all. The one thing that they've all done is that they've brought attention to SOAR. And that's important for any company to have. Absolutely. And I think, MPX has that too. MPX has that with Tatum Manning, and they have that with Jim Fitz, and they have that with guys who are coming through their system to further their brand. And I think that is very important, especially here in DFW when there's options out there.
Oh my goodness! How many actual productions of wrestling can you see on any given weekend? It's amazing. I just wish they were closer.
It gets scary. It gets scary when there are 7 running in one day.
Right. Yeah.
And you think the fan base is only maybe 300 to 400 people, so you're going to divide that by 7. That's not good.
That's a lot. That's a lot is moving around, and it's probably maybe we'll see a unification on some of the maybe not. No. Like you said, you never say never in this business, right? So
you can never say never, because here's the thing: every promoter is holding out for themselves. Okay, that's wrestling. Vince McMahon didn't care what Ted Turner had to do as long as he beat him. Yep. Didn't care about what Cody Rhodes and all them doing in AEW as long as he beats him. And let's face it, NXT's kicking AEW's ass right now. So, it's one of those things to where, I love the idea that there's so many places to go work. If you're a wrestler, you long for that. You don't want there to be just one-stop shopping. If you're a promoter, that's vice versa. You want to be the people at NPX don't even acknowledge anybody at SOAR. Same thing with SOAR. They don't acknowledge anybody over there at NPX. So as far as Dallas and Bedford's concerned, that's 2 separate entities. So that's fine. That's fine. That works for them. The thing is,
territory.
Huh? Yeah.
Their own territory.
It is truly its own territory. I remember Knight Davis, who runs XCW, and when he ran in Denton for a long time, shut down for a while. Then another company wanted to come up there in Denton and start running. He had a problem with it because that was his territory.
Right.
I'm like, well, you don't run. He's like, don't matter. I built a house. Don't go mess up my house. So that's kind of how that works in the wrestling circles. It's very close knit, but also very territorial, which is it could be a good thing and a bad thing.
We'll see what ends up happening, but it happens at Saturday night tonight, big time. 8550 Lullwater Drive, the Dallas Elks Lodge. It is a Wobble Christmas, 7:30 bell. We'll see y'all out there. So for the legend in his own mind, Trey Mack. I'm Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio. Make sure you get out there for this one tonight, as I'm looking forward to this one. And Trey, have yourself a good one. We'll see you at the show, my friend. Have a good day. Thanks for joining us, by the way.
Thank you.
Definitely. We're out of here, everybody. We'll see you tonight. If I push the right button. Ta-da.